I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. That is from a poem by Robert Frost from 1920, The Road Not Taken. I'm not going to read the whole poem. Not a very good poem reader, but that is certainly something that struck me today. It's Merry Christmas Eve for you, hopefully. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, still Merry Christmas. It's a time of year that we look behind us to see what happened in 2019 in this case, and look ahead for 2020. And that is all about the choices we're going to make or have made in the past or in the future. You know, I take a look at what people do. An awful lot of people end up not following QLA forward, essentially, although the excuse is usually money, because of their emotional bank account. And I would encourage you to listen to podcast number 23 and number 54. I've spoken about Sean before. I think it's amazing the difference in his confidence between those two podcasts, and it certainly is something when you take a look at his path, the difference in a year of what he has accomplished. And as he said on that podcast in 54, you and Dan changed my life, and I make no guarantees about whether QLA will work for you. I know the process works, I know QLA works, but I don't know you, so I don't know whether you have the same drive as Sean, whether you do the same things. Oftentimes people, when they listen to those podcasts, say, well, if Sean can do it, I can do it too. And in theory, that's absolutely true. You may have the talents that are beyond those of Sean. I don't know about your ability to get this done, but what I do know is Sean did it. Sean did the heavy lifting. Yes, we showed him what to do and how to do it, but all he did, as he mentions in that podcast, is to go ahead, buy the course that I put together, and then follow the steps, and he did that very well. So I would encourage you to think about that. I'd encourage you to, as The Road Not Taken says, think about the choices you're going to make in 2020. One of the things that impacted me the most was a saying I saw probably 30 years ago, which was, imagine if hell was having to watch an endless video of what your life could have been had you made the effort and taken the actions to make it so. And that, to me, is the true meaning of hell. All the things that could have happened had you made the choice to make them so. And most of the time, when you come to the end, it won't be the things that you've done that you'll regret. It's the things that you haven't done. One of the things that's interesting to me is, we say it all the time, both Dan and I, is you have to kiss a lot of frogs. And I want to give you an example of that. I'm working with someone who was born in Malaysia, grew up in Australia, spent 10 or so years in the United States, moved back to Asia as well. And he's had a lot of success. And I asked him during our mentoring call today, because he had a particular success, what led to that. And it was interesting when he said that in the past, he traveled to where opportunity was. He went to Australia because his parents took him there for a better life. He moved to the United States because of the opportunity there in real estate. He moved back to Asia because of those opportunities, capital, etc., and made these things happen. But the way his most recent success came to pass, and it goes to kissing frogs, was he was on a podcast. A lot of people don't think a podcast makes much sense, but okay. And he was being interviewed on a podcast, presumably about real estate, and someone listening contacted him. He began to be in touch with that person. That led to another person, led to the relationship unfolding, and then he just was advised that he has a $50 million line of credit, which he can use as debt to do additional real estate deals. And so you never know where these things will end up. So again, when you make your choices, when you decide whether you're going to make that call or kiss that frog, just remember an example like that. And as Robert Frost said again, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. QLA is the one less traveled, but the success that it's generated speaks for itself. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments or ideas for future episodes, please email bruce@brucewhipple.com. And if you're not already on our mailing list, head over to brucewhipple.com and sign up and grab any of the free reports. That'll put you on the mailing list. There is a lot of free information you can use to acquire already profitable businesses. This is Bruce Whipple. Thanks for listening to the Business Acquisition Podcast. And remember, you miss 100% of the opportunities you failed to take. And procrastination truly is the thief of time. So do something today, please. Your future self will be proud of you.